Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a tip Wednesday. That's only going to be tip Thursday. This is a stamping tool, or they call it a stamper's friend. The specific one is from K-Craft, which is a local South African one, but there are other ones from Tim Holtz, etc., etc. Then I'm using some contact adhesive. So I showed you there the roll comes with like markings at the back on how to cover your books. We use it here in South Africa to cover our books. So this is a clear contact adhesive, and I'm going to be using it to make some clear stickers. Now the reason why I'm using a stamping tool is because if you stamp on a slick surface like this clear contact adhesive with just your hand and the stamps, chances that it smudges is very large because it's slippery. So when you put your hand down, unless you have a completely steady hand, your hand will slip. I'm showing you here, most of these Stampers' Friends have got magnetic backing boards and two magnets to secure your page with. I learned this trick to put some washi tape around those magnets. It makes them easier to pull apart when they do get stuck together, which most often they do. And even to lift them from the mat, it's easier to do it with the washi. So you just open the washi and put it over the magnet and have a long enough little strip on which you can pull it with. Apologies for the South African birds making their usual morning noises. So I've just picked a random stamp, one that I've never used before, and I'm just going to put it down on my contact adhesive with the backing side to the top. So in other words, like it would stamp onto the page. And then I'm going to close this lid, this book cover, so that it would pick up those back pieces of the stamps onto that lid, which would then act as a acrylic block. So I give it a little bit of squish. Because these stamps have never been used, they do pick up my contact adhesive or the DC Fix with them, and they will probably lift it with after I've inked it up also, just because obviously it's sticky. Well, this is not the sticky side of the contact adhesive, but it's slick and stays on, can be sticky. You do need to use stays on, because stays on stays on. So all of your other inks don't, even though they're archival, VersaFine, Onyx Black, it's beautiful, but it doesn't dry on plastic. The only thing that I found that dries on plastic is stays on. So even when stamping on photos, I use stays on just because it stays on. And these are quite easily refillable as well. I've had mine for a while, and I just bought a refill and a few drops, used a few drops, and it seems to be fine again. So ink up your stamp, stamp it down. I do squish a bit. I see with these ones I didn't need to squish so much because I kind of squished it a lot. And when I lift it, you'll see that there you go. Your stamped image is onto the contact adhesive. And this takes about, I don't know, 5 minutes to dry. I'll show you in a minute that they are dry and that they don't smudge. And nothing except probably benzene or undo will get this off. I don't even know if that will. That might just ruin the entire sticker, or plastic, eat through the plastic, but yeah. I'm using a lawn fawn stamp chamois. And this is just, I'm pretty sure that a normal chamois will work if you use a normal car cleaning chamois, but this is just a lawn fawn stamp chamois that you wet and then wipe your stamps with, and you'll see it does get the stays on off fairly, but again, stays on, so it does stain your stamps at times. So when my stamps are clear, I can pull them off this cover or this acrylic lid and put them back onto their places. I am going to do another try just to show you again how I do it. I take my contact adhesive, I put it down on this black magnetic piece and secure it into place with the magnets, which I have put some washi on to get them to be lifted from the mat easily enough using those little flaps of washi. I put my stamps, and I made a mistake there, backing side up. So this one is backing side down. You should be putting your stamps backing side up. There you go. Backing side up. And then cover my lid, pull it over so that it picks up those backings. It will move the contact adhesive. These stamps have never been used. Then I'm going to be taking my stays on ink and inking up the stamps all the way. Again, these stamps have never been used, so I do need to make sure that I get good coverage of these of this ink. I don't over stamp it if it's very liquidy. I don't over stamp it or over ink it. And then I'm going to take the lid, close the lid onto the contact adhesive and squish a little bit. I squished too much there on the top. Another trick with stamping it that I found is if you stand, it's better because you get a better grip on all the sides of the rubber or the silicone to get it down properly. So you'll see that where it's very dark, I did stamp it too hard. So there you go. I'm rubbing over it and nothing's coming off. I am going to be doing a bit of a process video. Not my best work, really did it way too quick and didn't come out exactly how I wanted. So I've got these cherry blossoms. I'm just going to pretend that they're cherry blossoms. And I'm working in Isaiah 35 verse 1. And it says that God will make it blossom in the wilderness, that there will be blooms in the wilderness. And I just love that verse. It's so beautiful. I'm laying down a little bit of spots of color using that sticker at the back of my page just for a little bit of a guideline. I really just want a very messy watercolored little bit of spotty detail just so that it adds a bit of color but not overwhelmingly so. And then doing that in 3 places, I did stamp out another 2 of these just to make it onto this page. And like I said, this is not like serious art. This is just trying to show you that you can then add color or stick it over gelatos, especially when gelatos are difficult to write over. I did highlight my verse there a bit, added some little green dots to those spotty dotty details. And then I'm going to take my stamps, which I've already removed from the backing, and stamp them on. Now you ask, why don't I just use the stamp directly? Obviously you can. There are places and times when you can't, or when you want to do a class and you want to dish these out as stickers or something like that. This is a great idea to do so, then everybody gets it. Or if you take your stamps to a class and you do a bit of a stamp swap, and you bring a bunch of contact adhesive, and then everybody gets one. So it is the clear stickers then. You can't necessarily write over it, but you can write around it or underneath it before you stick it down. The nice thing that I do like about this specific contact adhesive is that you can lift it up even after if it's stuck down. So if you do want to add some detail, I did that with this video. It does come out fine, and I'm just using watercolor to write the word blossom there. And Bob's your uncle, just a bit of detail to your page. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.